what we have been talking about in the side chat or between us was the whole thing with Ferrari. Let me go ahead and make sure I'm on
Yeah,
my
I've got the video here on my side. I'll go ahead and play it for everybody. It's 30 seconds. Um,
okay.
but
Well, which
yeah,
one is it?
Ferrari's got a new one. It's called the Luce or the Luce. I'm not sure what that translates to in Mario talk. So, but there it is in all of its
Let me find it right
disgusting
quick.
quote unquote splendor, and we use the term splendid advisedly.
Is it the first video you sent me on the side chat or
It's the one that was in my tweet.
here too? Okay, let me see. This
That is way
one.
too loud. Let me pull that down, chat. I'm sorry.
Okay, I see it. All right, so here's what we're talking about on our end chat. This is Ferrari's electric vehicle. Now,
Yes.
I understand they're. Whoa, wow. X finally decided to increase their volume. Usually everybody's yelling because the volume is crap. But I have no idea what. How's the language on here, Rex? Can we go all out?
Oh yeah,
As
go
long as we don't
off.
say slurs,
Go
right?
off, mate. Go
Okay.
off.
So, I don't know what the fuck am I looking at, dude. I done got 3 different cars, then a
You
Ferrari.
you
Like at
you are
this
looking
angle,
at something that had the Ferrari badge slapped on it that did not come from Pininfarina. That was their first mistake. No, this
no, this
one
came from
was
Team.
primarily designed by a bloke named Johnny Ives. If you recognize that name, he's the chap who came up with the design for the iPhone, the more recent iterations of the iPhone, and certain versions of the iPod. Um, and what did he do? He basically designed a Ferrari iPhone that you can drive.
Basically,
Yeah. Um,
this guy need to be tarred and feathered for this monstrosity of a vehicle. Like, it looks like a BMW. Like I said earlier, it looks like a BMW I whatever.
oh
The
yes, the old
front, if you look,
i3.
if you look at the back, it looks like something Hyundai, and I know you, which is funny because you said Hyundai did it better,
It
but
looks like
this
they were
looked like
trying to
a
ape the GTR headlights or tail lamps
yes.
of Nissan
So it's an
from
Apple
long
car,
ago,
yes, Billy Donuts.
but which in a way I think the old Skyline GTR in some ways was kind of a nod to the back ends of Ferraris of old. Um, but yeah, it's just it looks like a cheap, plasticky, unfantasticky child's toy, and it's
Yeah,
got
like
Ferrari badging slapped on it.
yeah, like what poor sap has got? Oh my God, the interior.
Oh yes, and then I
No,
mean the steering wheel
no.
looks awesome, flat bottom, but with the
Yes.
3 thin spokes, very much a nod to old Ferraris. Other than that, it's
But
hideous.
they do what all these car companies are doing and just slapping a tablet on the
Hmm. Yeah,
no.
they basically they've pulled out all of the switches, the dials, the gauges, the levers, and have replaced them with screens and
Oh my
infotainment,
God.
aircon. Everything has just been replaced with a giant iPad touchscreen, and
Yes.
that's awful. That's absolutely
It,
awful.
it is it's ugly. It's ugly everywhere. I don't see no flattering angle with this vehicle.
There is
I don't
none.
see it.
There's no
And it
sexiness to it at all.
no, the only
But
thing that's
see,
sexy about it maybe is the brakes. That's the only thing that's sexy about it.
yeah, but these
But other
days,
than
just about
that,
everybody's putting Brembos on their cars.
true and real. And yes, thank you, Jess. That's Mama Spider. Shout out to my man Jigs for making this wallpaper for me and Mama Spider. Um, but yeah, like Nissan's. To God says Nissan. Yes, this looks like something that came out of Nissan factory.
Yeah, the
I hate it. I
current
hate it.
iteration of Nissan, but maybe not the Nissan of old, which is unfortunate. Rex is a manly,
Now, let,
sophisticated voice. Respect, you would kill with American chicks with that voice.
oh
Uh,
yes.
I often, modesty forbids me agreeing with you. If anything, I just tend to quote Solid Snake of, "Don't worry, you'll land back on your feet when you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, unfortunately." Currently locked in read only somewhat else.
My
Lol, gotta
man.
send love somehow. Oh, I see. Well, don't know what that, I don't know what that means. But yeah, anyways. Let's see. Love the
Yeah.
wallpaper. Oh, this thing. Don't text and drive, then put screens on the dashboard. You're looking at a disaster waiting
Yes.
to happen. Yes, indeed. Mainly hate the color of the car. Yeah, the bright blue on that in particular, not a good idea.
But I don't even think the red looks like this.
I don't. I don't
Because I
even
see
think
one right
the
now. I'm looking at it
the red
in
is not even the
red.
proper Metanetto red that they normally do. It's all these sort of pastelly type colors.
Now,
Which, if you're gonna go
now.
pastel, it's just white. Just go with white. If you're trying to catch the Miami Vice vibe, like what they did with the Testarossa, just white. Just a white Ferrari.
Now,
That's all you need.
on my screen, right now, I just typed in YouTube Ferrari on YouTube, and of course, that ugly monstrosity was the first thing that popped up. But as Chad, as you can see on my end, these are the different Ferraris. These Ferraris have. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always a Lamborghini type of guy, but I'm not gonna lie. A nice Ferrari is a nice Ferrari. And what Ferraris does best at is the different curves, angles, and all that. They make sure
Yeah.
wherever you look at that car, it looks good. As you can see from this interior right here, I know Lord Ritz can't see it. Maybe if I can probably share my screen.
Yeah, if you can share your screen in actually, we could probably do that on both our ends here. Let me show you what I've got up on my side, and then I'll take a look at what you've got on your side. Okay.
Okay.
So
right now,
oh, you've got a video up here. Okay.
we got I cannot pronounce that Puro Sanguine.
Puro sangue.
Puno Sangue. Thank you. But this is the Puno Sangue. And look at that interior.
Yeah,
look at that.
that's still a proper Ferrari there, even though it's kind of family crossover SUV territory.
But it still has that characteristic of, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I know it's a Ferrari. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at those angles.
still got
Look at
the
that
proper
interior.
design language. And
Yes.
so much of Ferrari's design language, they owe so much of that to the design house Pininfarina. Many of the legendary body styles that we know that are just so iconic, the Testarossa, the F355, the 308, the Magnum PI car, I think the Dino as well. I could be wrong about that one. But all of these designed by Pininfarina.
Low to you, Jess. All right, let me move my mic closer. It looks like Discord is messing with my audio again, so let me move my mic a little closer.
That's good right there.
That's good. Okay, bet.
Yeah, you're still good without overmodulating.
Okay.
They suspended me on X for liking shit. Just for liking shit.
Oh, probably got treated as a spam bot. Sometimes
Yeah,
if
maybe you like too much too
stuff-
soon.
So I know X has been, because they're trying to catch the bots, so a lot of people are getting friendly fired and getting caught with strays because
I mean,
the bot
they
issue.
they could fix that by just not letting the third world access X, and
I thought they
mainly block out all of India.
I thought they were supposed to do that. Didn't they say they had a feature where you can block out certain countries or certain
I
regions?
mean, you can on the individual account level, I think. It's just that they need to just not let those people have access to X.
What's up, Asman Strongest Roach? I don't mind
Welcome
the looks
in,
of that
Roach.
Ferrari. It reminds me of the 70s cars, but the price is crazy. Well, that's a Ferrari, so you can't really say nothing about the price. I would
Yeah,
just buy
even a
Tesla.
50-year-old Ferrari, we're talking about six-figure cars, maybe even seven figures. Ferrari is one of the
Because-
few that they actually appreciate and value.
Because Ferrari and somewhat Lamborghini Ferrari really builds their name on quality. They are assholes when it comes to. They like to do what's the
No,
Birkin and Rolex what to do, where
yeah.
you have to establish a relationship with Ferrari. You have to buy something, one of their cheaper, and I say cheaper with air quotes. You have to buy one of their cheaper vehicles, watch, accessory, before you can have access to something like what we see on my screen. If we share my screen, this vehicle right here. Um, so that's before you get access to something like that, because you have to build a relationship with them first. Are you going to respect our vehicle? Well, first and foremost, do you have the capital to be in this dealership right now? What's that credit score saying? What's that bank account saying? Okay, cool. You're clear. You're cleared. Now,
They don't
what
want
is your
you
relationship
flipping
with
it.
these vehicles? That too. Are you somebody who's constantly in and out of vehicles? If you somebody that's constantly in and out of vehicles, we don't want your service. Yes, Ferrari is one of those companies that will tell you they don't want your service.
They're
So
actually
Ferrari,
snobs about it, and they're one of the few companies that can do that. Even
they
though
sue.
you would never see, Rolls or Bentley doing that sort of thing, and the Lambo
And
dealership
Lamborghini.
across the street won't do that to
Well,
you.
happily, and best believe those cars still hold their not as strong as Ferrari, but they still hold their value. They still appreciate through time.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's how
Lambo's sort
Ferrari
of like
built
the
their.
Omega to Ferrari's Rolex.
And which is funny because that's how Lamborghini got started. I forgot the original owner of Ferrari. Both the original Ferrari and the because Lamborghini, if you guys don't know, and I barely know, Rex might be more knowledgeable on this than me. The original Lamborghini was lawnmowers, and he bought a Ferrari, and he had a couple of complaints. So he went up to the man. He was like, "Hey, your cars can use this when it comes to the seats. It can use that and use that." And the dude pretty much tell him to go fuck himself. It's like, look,
Yeah,
do
Ferruccio
you
Lamborghini was primarily a farmer and a really good farmer. Well, he was started out as a farmer, but also made tractors and farm equipment. And come to find out, he actually some of the parts that were used in his tractors were the same that were with Ferrari. He owned a Ferrari. He approached Enzo himself, saying, "You have one of the most fantastic cars in the world. There's just a few niggling little problems, and let me go engineer autist on you and explain how you can fix all of that." To which Enzo just said, "Bro, you're a fucking redneck farmer from, out in the countryside. Fuck you. Get out of here." He just really told Lamborghini off, and it pissed off Lamborghini so much that he's just like, "I'll show you. I'm going to build my own car company with hookers and blackjack. Well, second off, forget the
Yeah.
car company." But no, he did not really.
Can
He
can we
he
not forget
built
the hookers?
he built his own car, his own car brand, and with the sole intent of beating Ferrari at his own game. And in many ways, he did, except in racing. Ferrari has almost always dominated in racing compared to Lamborghini, except that one time that they pissed off Ford, and then Ford beat
Or
Ferrari.
had to come in. Ford came in and was like, we getting in this. And which vehicle did Ford use? Did they use the what is it? The the GT the GT.
Yeah, the Ford GT. Yeah, the whole. There's a great summary of it in the film Ford versus Ferrari.
Let me pull that one up.
Yeah, really good film.
Ford GT.
Really good story too. Ford was in a position to where they wanted to buy Ferrari, but the terms they presented were not acceptable. Ferrari took them as an insult, and he told Henry Ford the second that he's like, you're some dumb American hick that is living in your grandfather's shadow. You know nothing about cool cars, and fast cars, and how to build a decent proper car. So he told all of them and told Lee Iacocca to just piss off. And I think he even called Henry Ford II fat. which
Oh, damn.
really sent him over the edge. Especially when Iacocca relayed that order. He's like, he called you fat, sir. And so
Mm-hmm.
they just made the decision. They approached Kettle Shelby and some other people, and they just said, here's a shit ton of money. Build us a car that can beat Ferrari at Le Mans.
And that's how the Ford GT was born.
Yes.
In which right now, this one is still one of the older ones. That you can see the top two. This is the new one. That's the back. I kind of don't like how this guy did that. I think that they just that's not even what the original. Because this is what the new one actually looks like.
Yeah, the new one
and
is...
it looks like a
new one
teardrop.
is-
Like
yeah, it's very
beautiful.
much an homage to the original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The original,
and,
they were still trying to figure out aerodynamics and everything, and it was also very much a car built for tiny little men who could be nimble racing drivers.
Was it like the jockey, like to the horse, like so the jockey of cars?
Basically, yeah. I think Jeremy Clarkson tried to get in one, and he's over 6 feet tall. He nearly bashed his head in on the top bit of the doors because it's like this sort of semi-Targa roof style with the doors, to where a portion of the roof comes out with the door to open it up, and he's just like, I can't fit my head in without crushing my skull.
Oh, I have a question for a chat, Rex. Elucidator says, Rex, how do you like your tea and coffee? I must learn how you get your sway.
I prefer a variety of different teas, whether black or green or white teas. Preferably with decent amount of caffeine. Yes, tea is caffeinated, for those of you who don't know. But with plenty of milk and sugar.
And also, speaking of tea, you can use code SpiderBro to get yourself 10% off if you go to Dragon's Treasure Tea. Very delicious tea, second to none. And before I became a sponsor, I actually bought 3 teas. I always said I got the Undead Bride, the Cherry Cola, and the Party. All 3 of them, great. And I think you have a code with them too, Rex.
I do. If you go to, I think it's dragonstreasure.com, use code Lord Rexworth at checkout if you like, you can also get 10% off. I don't believe they can stack, so there's no getting 20% off. T-Man has to make a profit somehow. So, maybe if you've got your eye on a few teas, maybe split the order and use code, was it SpiderBro at checkout? For your first order. Then do a second order right after that. Use code Lord Rexworth at checkout. You still save 10% on all your teas. But both of us get the commission from that.
Or, you can do Lord Rex first, and then on your next order, you can do me. So you can just go back and forth.
Either or. It's a free country. You can do as you like. Rex and Spider should have a sitcom or a buddy cop movie, Lamau. Yeah. we can do a revival of Miami Vice. We're fighting crime the hard way in designer clothes and a $250,000 sports car. Though not the Ferrari loose. We're never doing that.
Oh no, Ferrari will have our next.
Yeah, no. Fun bit of trivia about Miami Vice. In the first 2 seasons, they had they did not have the Ferrari Testarossa because it wasn't released yet. They presented it as a Ferrari Daytona. It wasn't a Ferrari Daytona. It was actually an old Chevy Corvette Stingray that had been modified with a body kit by McBurney Coachworks to look like a Ferrari Daytona Spider. Well, Ferrari caught wind of that. They were most displeased. And they said, you've got some choices here. We can consider taking legal action against you, or we can just give you 2 of our latest cars, the Ferrari Testarossa, one that you can use for driving shots, one that you can use to mount cameras on. So take your pick. To which Michael Mann and the production crew said, "Yeah, you know what? We'll take 2 Ferrari Testarossas. We'll use that." So they blew up the.
Does one come in black?
They originally did come in black. There are some promotional shots for when season 3 of Miami Vice is debuting, where Crockett and Tubbs are standing in front of a black Ferrari Testarossa. But the decision was made by the production crew to repaint the cars white. So that's why you got you went from a black Ferrari Daytona Spider lookalike to an authentic white Ferrari Testarossa.
Let's see, Testarossa. There you go. Let me bring it up on the stream. That way people can see it. And there you go. Let me go ahead and just get a couple of shorts so y'all can see what the Testarossa looks like.
Yes,
which is a beautiful machine.
Absolutely beautiful car designed by Pininfarina.
It's
one of those cars that you have to put some work in it to drive it. It has no power steering. And so you have to have some arm strength already to just turn the bloody thing. But also, the Testarossa in particular, they fixed it with the 512 TR in the 90s, but with the Testarossa in particular, you kind of had to have the arm strength of Jean-Claude Van Damme in order to change the gears.
It was all metal, no plastic.
Yeah, no plasticky bits. This was still all pure iron and steel.
All pure steel, baby.
Yeah, and of course those gorgeous flip-up headlights and
I know.
Those air intakes that just scream pure 80s goodness.
Man, Nyannis will right now be going crazy if she was to see this vehicle.
Another bit of trivia about this car. I think they made one Spider version. It was a one-off by a Coachworks company that partnered with Ferrari quite often, but they made one convertible version of the Testarossa, and it was. I don't know. Yeah, it's a rare find. Let me see if I can.
Is this I have it pulled up. I don't know because this looks pretty new. I don't know how new.
Let's look at convertible. Oh, here. Oh, it's actually one of 7. So
1 of 7. Okay, so it's on your screen.
We've got here from the Rob report.
There you go. Yes.
Photograph from Sotheby's. 1 of 7 versions, and this was when was this published?
2 million. Oof.
Yeah, recently auctioned off for a starting price of $2 million. But yeah, if you can't afford $2 million for a convertible Testarossa, I mean, you can always simulate the driving experience by picking up a copy of the old Sega game Outrun, because the car you drive in Outrun is a convertible Ferrari Testarossa, which I think they eventually got rid of the Ferrari badging because Ferrari noticed that later on and said, we didn't sign a deal with you for this. Maybe get rid of that before we sue you.
That's something Ferrari would definitely say.
Yeah.
So Ferrari is like the car company that these Disney for cars. That's what I was trying to say. Ferrari is the Disney of cars. They will come to you and say, "So how about them lawyers? Huh? Huh?" But man, they're beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ferraris, beautiful machines. Love to hear those things purr. Love to hear those things sing. They're assholes. I would go with Lamborghini 10 times over because how Lamborghini feels. If you're able to walk in this building and take one of these cars out of here, you got it. You got it.
And Lambo is especially with.
Thank you for the one.
Especially with yes, thank you. Especially with the more recent cars that they've been making ever since they were purchased by the Volkswagen Group. They have done extensive partnerships with Audi, and so quite often there's a lot of Audi and VW tech in modern Lambos, to the point where the driving experience, you don't have to be an expert Le Mans or Formula One driver in order to handle a Lambo. It's actually quite easy to drive one of their cars. So it's easy
to drive. It's hard to see out of those things. I drove an Oricon before, and it was beautiful. It was fun. It looks like a freaking spaceship in that thing. But that rear view mirror. Don't even think about it. That thing is that thing is there for decorations only. just made a question. If you're answering my question, it ain't showing on the chat for some. No, I think she answered it a lot earlier.
Rex
It
in
probably
Spanish.
just.
Oh, okay, we read that one already.
Mm-hmm.
Rex would be the
But no,
suave professional Interpol agent who's being grudgingly paired with a street smart spider like Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop. I like Axel Foley. He's pretty cool. Rex hates him at first, but grows fond of him as the movie goes on. Rex even nods to one of Spider's hip-hop songs at the end, Lamau.
that would probably be our relationship.
Yeah. We close out with me saying something along the lines of "Word up on fresh tracks being laid down, homie G-Dog."
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could definitely. Cause like there was a one dude that sent a songs that he made on Sonos that was pretty beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit of gospel, a little bit of old tech, and he said he was coming up with a show called like Demons and something like that. It was actually pretty interesting on what how the way he did it. I was crazy. I was doing like a script for a show. I was gonna call it Bros. And it was going to be Bounty Retrieval Operations Specialist. You know, it's the name Bros.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to do something like somebody who's a professional that's paired with somebody who breaks all the rules, who used to be like a straight-laced cop and all that stuff. But of course, kind of dealing with what we're dealing with now with policing, how you arrest these criminals and you got the justice systems that's either in their pockets or they just let them out. And so he just does what he just breaks the rules to get them and snatch them up.
Dirty Harry
Jackson
style.
Gaines, thank you for the follow on Kick. Thank you.
Yeah.
When I said I thought you were meant to, I didn't answer. I'm regarded. It's all good.
Yeah. No, if anyone wants to create some AI artwork of me and Spider-Bro here, look like we're on a poster for a buddy cop film in the realm of Lethal Weapon or Beverly Hills Cop or something like that, go right ahead. I would actually love to see that. That would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. But what would be crazy, everybody think I'm the bad cop and I'm actually the good cop and you're the one that's the bad cop. It's like you're a very professional and then you just like comes to Batman when it comes to you turn into Batman when it comes to interrogation. And it's like, wait, I thought it was gonna be for this guy. Oh no, it's that guy.
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah. No,
like,
and that kind of sounds like something I would do.
It's like, look, that guy, he's professional for a reason. It's because if you don't answer these questions, you're gonna see his temper side. And don't get me wrong, he's he's cool, he's calm, he's collective, he's suave. But if you ever piss this guy off, let's just say you don't want to see it.
What would happen if Axel Foley teamed up with Detective Hetty Callahan?
Yes, that is Rex when you piss him off.
You gotta ask yourself, do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
And me, I'm just gonna slide back, kick my feet up, get the popcorn, and just watch the show. It's like, aren't you gonna stop him? Oh no, you
kicking
got
back
it.
like Eddie Murphy. Oh shit, you fuck now. I love the laugh. I love Eddie Murphy's laugh.
But I can totally see that. I can totally see that.
Absolutely. We've got some more here on this whole Ferrari debacle, but safe to say they're kind of fucked with this one. Frozzi tweeting out, "B Ferrari spent 8 decades selling cars based on the sound they make." I think they're second only to Maserati in being able to trigger a Lady Chatterley crisis in the women by just revving the engine.
Yes.
I had Johnny Ive, the guy who killed the headphone jack and shipped the butterfly keyboard to design your first EV. Wait 4 years, unveil the loose in Rome, charge $640,000 for 280 miles of range. Yes, that you heard right, chat. $640,000 for that Ferrari.
Oof.
A $50,000 Mustang Mach-E does 300 miles of range. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. So does a used Tesla Plaid for the 10th of the price. Weigh 4,982 pounds, basically the same weight as a Ford F-150 pickup truck. 4 doors, 4 seats, a hatchback trunk. Ferrari proudly calls the largest luggage capacity we've ever offered. Ive at the launch. It's not styled, except it is. Actual designers call it Solus. They compare it to a Honda, a kit car, and a Lotus Elise for the EV era. Actually, a Lotus Elise EV would be an improvement. Because EVs are silent, you bolt an accelerometer to the motors and run an algorithm that filters unpleasant frequencies and amplifies musical ones. So you get rid of all the engine noise, and you just, you kill it.
You pull a
kill the
Dodge
soul.
and put a big speaker. You put a big speaker in there, and that's another thing that's going to break.
Yeah. US deliveries, taking delivery second quarter 2027, 640 grand for a £5,000 saloon with a synthesized soul, designed by the man who killed the headphone jack.
Ferrari,
and
let
then,
me go ahead and give y'all some advice. Don't even bother shipping on it. They're not going to sell over here.
Yeah.
Let me just save y'all some money right then and there. But go ahead, Rick.
We have this. We have this from the former Ferrari chairman, Montezemolo. He was not kind in what he had to say. Here's what he had to say.
Rischia la distruzione di un mito. Mi dispiace moltissimo.
Ma lo possiamo dare?
Spero di fare. Cosa dobbiamo fare? Questa sicuramente è una macchina che almeno i cinesi non ci copieranno. Non avranno più dire quello che...
All right, so no subtitles there. We're speaking in Italian, but translated, roughly translated anyway, he says, I cannot say what I really think. I would harm Ferrari. We risk the destruction of a legend. So sorry. Take the prancing horse off. At least the Chinese won't copy this car. I think that last line in particular, most damning of all, at least the Chinese won't copy this car. If even the Chinese cannot be bothered to rip off your product, you have done something so horribly wrong.
Yes. When the Chinese is like, ooh, keep that one away.
Rex, what is the best UK television show ever, and why is it EastEnders? I would dare say it's not EastEnders. It's a daytime soap opera. That's like saying Coronation Street is BAFTA award-winning television.
Yes.
No, I would say... the best UK television shows are no longer on UK television, unfortunately. They are within the vaults of ITV and the BBC.
Yes, you have to have a license to get the good shows.
I would say that some of the, like one of the best British comedies of all time was Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister, written by Anthony Jay and Jonathan Lynn, one of whom was also the scriptwriter and director for My Cousin Vinny, which has been hailed as not only a great comedic film with Joe Pesci, but it was also a crash course in American civil procedure and law. But Yes Minister, Yes Prime Minister, brilliantly funny series of shows, and it also is an excellent crash course in political science. So if you learn nothing if you learn nothing else about British politics, just watch Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister. It will explain everything, and probably even provide at least a humorous explanation as to why British politics is in the absolute state that it is today. Antiques Roadshow. I think you mean Antiques Roadshow, Jess. Yes, that was originally a British invention, later adapted for American public television. Also fairly good, but I don't think it's on anymore. Or at least not in the way that we know and love it. But let's see.
Carry on TV. As a half British man and who lives in the UK, I agree with Rex on the TV show thing. The only good British comedies still on air are Father Ted and Black Books.
Agreed on Father Ted. I actually haven't seen any of Black Books.
What is it because they're black?
No, it's hard to get shows from the old country over here, even on streaming services.
I'm just joshing with you. I'm just joshing you, Rex.
Blackadder was hilarious. Blackadder, though, yes, that was brilliant. I mean, Rowan Atkinson is an absolute fucking legend. We've also got some other things here. Staying on the topic of Ferrari, naive meme tweeting out Hyundai did it better, showing off the photographs of the Hyundai N74. Originally, it was a concept car. They have taken the concept car and made it into a road-going car. It will be available in dealers eventually.
So is it coming to America as well?
I believe so. Yes, that's the plan.
I might have to cop that.
What is so amazing about this car is that it is a retro future take on the old Hyundai Pony concept car, which was designed by Giuseppe Giugiaro. That was actually a rejected concept by Hyundai. Giugiaro took those designs and reworked them a bit because a bloke by the name of John DeLorean approached him and said, "I want to make a Grand Touring sports car. Do you have anything you can design?" He's like, "Let me dig something out here, see what I can do." And so those designs for the prototype Hyundai Pony would later be reworked into the car we now know as the DeLorean DMC-12, the Back to the Future car.
That's crazy. Because the side profile screams DeLorean. Heck, even the front a little bit. This looks like the DeLorean was brought back, and they actually did it the right ways. Unfortunately, to sacrifice the do they still call it the butterfly doors?
The gull wing doors, you mean? Yeah. You don't get the gull wing doors on this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, but, I know Tesla does the eagle door, so gull wing, eagle door. So yeah, unfortunately you don't get that, but I think I don't know, I think those doors are honestly for that time, but that looks beautiful.
Hard to pull off.
It has the futuristic with the old 80s, 90s digital take with the headlamps and the tail lamps. Now this is something you would think something like this would have came out of Ferrari. Not this hideous not whatever the hell that is. Like, what is that?
Yeah, and that speaks to the overall theme, the thing that I kind of touched on with my own quote tweet. It's not big. We're not shitting on this because it's an EV. It's not even necessarily because of the Infidious specs, because Lord knows Ferrari has made cars with Infidious specs before, and they still became bestsellers. The thing that really just drives people round the bend with this car is that it is so horribly, disgustingly ugly. People can forgive a lot of things with Ferrari, but an ugly Ferrari, that is the unpardonable sin. That is what people cannot and will not forgive.
That looks better as a Honda Civic. I think if that was a Civic badge on it, that would actually be good. A Ferrari badge? What the fuck?
But even Honda is going retro future with one of their EV concepts, a hatchback style sort of nod to the Civic with one of their electric vehicles. Sterling Crispin tweeting out here some things he's done to kind of play with AI and mashing up modern EVs with classic car equivalents, saying, "Hear me out, cars, but with hard edges again."
Yes.
And not just
that's AI?
This is done with AI. This is AI image generation that we're looking at here. Full disclosure, chat. Yeah. So these are this is, I think, with these Ferraris, I think he took the he might have taken something like a 512 BB or a Mondial and said, stretch out and turn it into a four-door saloon car with a hatchback. Which even this very concept would Enzo Ferrari himself, when he's still alive, he would find it repulsive. He never wanted to create a four-door saloon car. He is quoted as saying that the back seats are for dogs.
Damn.
Yeah. At most, he agreed to and produced several two-door Grand Touros. But that is as far as he went with his cars. He did not believe in making a four-door family saloon version of a Ferrari. His thinking was, if you wanted that, you would just go buy a Fiat. If you wanted something like that.
The Fiats don't go that fast, though.
Well,
like
that's
I understand.
That's not the point. Because
I know.
Back in his day, the idea of a luxury sports car did not exist. You either bought a luxury car, or you bought a sports car, or you bought a sensible family car. But
True.
never did the three ever meet together.
Mm. And see that's the thing. You could have been that one who could have did that. That's how you limit yourself.
It wasn't in his nature. He just wanted to build really fast cars that could win in races. That was his primary passion in life. The idea, really, the road-going cars were an afterthought just to finance his racing ventures. Racing was what he really cared about. That was the sole purpose of Ferrari.
We have another pitch for you. You think you would love to host a non-shit reboot of Top Gear?
I would be... Hell would freeze over before the BBC would ever approach me to co-host Top Gear. That's number one. Number two, I could not possibly hope to even hold a candle to the legendary trio of Clarkson, Hammond, and May. Though I would certainly try. But number three, I would absolutely bristle working under the abject communists that operate the BBC today. And would probably quickly find myself without a job in a similar vein to Clarkson.
Now see what we do? We're going to do what the Chinese do. We're going to take the things that make Top Gear great and just make our own show with it. And you would be the main guy.
But enough about the Grand Tour. Here's another example. Mercedes coming out with their own EV. They've got a couple of EVs now. But
this is the EV?
Well, this is what it would look like had the late Bruno Sacco designed it. Bruno Sacco, another legendary Italian designer, responsible for so many of the iconic understated designs of Mercedes in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. This is what a modern sort of retro future EV would look like from Mercedes and from AMG if they styled it to look like the old 190E class.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It is absolutely gorgeous. I would probably opt for the standard grille with the three-pointed star hood ornament, but EU regulations being what they are, hood ornaments are basically impossible to put on cars these days, which is why Rolls-Royce has to do the whole hideaway mechanism with the Spirit of Ecstasy on their cars. Rex, how do you feel about the history of American automotives, both the past and present? Do you feel America just makes car boats? There was a period where that was all that they made, but they made them incredibly well. I mean, just think of... actually, I can pull it up. I think I posted something in the Castle Rexworth Discord of a really... I mean, yes, it was an absolute showboat of a car. It was somewhere. I did a lot of car porn posting yesterday. And for the past several days since the story came out. Let's see, but I think it was... Well, I don't have it now.
I'm trying to remember which was the car boat that was actually a good quality car that everybody loved.
I think it was... I stumbled upon... somebody posted old photographs of
at one point,
a Cadillac DeVille. It was an old Cadillac DeVille, I think from the 1970s. The thing is just long. It is an absolute boat of a car. You look at it on the inside, and the rear seats alone are just so incredibly plush. It looks like living room furniture.
Yep.
And so I think, if you're going to go for comfort, go for comfort. And I think that was the big thing that Cadillac, back in the day, was doing, was making the most comfortable car. I mean, you could run over a plethora of left-wing protesters, and with that suspension, you would not feel a single thing. Maybe a slight little bump, but that's how fluid the shock absorption was.
Back when GMC actually cared about the quality of cars that they produced, and when Cadillac had a strong name that
to an extent,
compete. Well, could compete with BMW and Mercedes. And you might one day, man. You never know. Bruder Buckeye, you might one day be able to sit in one of these type of vehicles.
Yeah, no, I mean a 190 E-Class, you can still find some decent examples, and even they're fairly rare, but a 500E from the 90s, from the early 90s, a 300E with the V6 engine instead of the V8. Honestly, the best examples from the 90s was the 500E. That was taking the E-Class chassis and through a bit of a joint venture with Porsche, because Porsche was a bit hard up for money back then, they were able to cram a V8 engine into an E-Class by basically taking away the middle part of the rear seat, and just created, and also had these just beautiful flared out wheel arches on the side too. But it was they just created one of the greatest cars of all time. And even though they are now going on like 30 years old, many of them still run like the most bulletproof tank, because that's how over-engineered these cars were. So you may still be able to find one for a reasonable price out there. I haven't checked the prices as of late, but it is
probably stationary. You can get one a far rather price, but if that thing is able to drive even a little bit, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah, the older they get now, Mercedes are definitely going up in price. I remember a time, maybe 10, 15 years ago, or even going on 20 years ago, when you could pick up a, well, this one here, I'll show it on screen. This is an R107 generation of the Mercedes-Benz 560 SL, 5.6 liter V8, two-seater, roadster. Absolutely gorgeous car. This was the first car I ever saw as a lad, and absolutely fell in love with it. It's famous as being the Bobby Ewing car from Dallas. But it's
my brother used to have this car. I don't know if it was the 560. I think it was the one. Do all of them have V8s in it? Because I remember the shape of it.
I think they had like a 300 SL, which was like a 3-liter V6, but it's still a respectable car. But
okay, yeah. So they had the 300 SL. Then they had the V6 version. They didn't have the V8, and it had the same body style, but I could tell it was a little different. And yes, it was a beautiful car. Yeah, I remember looking at it.
Absolutely gorgeous. It used to be you could pick these up for about 15 to 25 grand. Nowadays, they are going for about probably 40 or 50 grand each. And the previous generation, the Pagoda SL, those are getting up there somewhere between, on the low end 75 to maybe even as high as 100 grand with more pristine models.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. Because like I said, back in the day, those things, like you said, they over-engineered the shit out of this car. So this car was built to not only perform, look good, but last. Something, hell, you can't even get one. And out of these newer cars now, you can't even get one of them now. And there was relatively decent price. You got, like I said, performance. You got the style. You got the luxury. And you have the quality of Mercedes-Benz. Try getting that now. And as soon as you drive that car off the dealership, that screen is going to break.
Yeah, they definitely do not build Mercedes like they used to. There was one point where if I was potentially in the market for a pre-owned Mercedes at one point, better days, and I had the choice between that and possibly going with a brand new Genesis. And
at this point, I would say get the Genesis.
Yeah, even today, I would say go with the Genesis because the price point is still somewhat competitive, and it's built solid and it won't break on you like the Mercedes.
Yeah,
will.
Hyundai is taking it serious with Genesis because Genesis is their luxury brand, and they're trying to make Genesis a flagship that is competing with BMW, Mercedes,
or even just Lexus.
Audi.
They wanted to be the new Lexus.
Plus, they give you longer, because what I tell people when it comes to buying German cars, if you want to buy a German car, it's it depends on how you want to do it. If you want to get it brand spanking new, then of course you're gonna bite the bullet on taking depreciation. I would say get them slightly used, a year or two old. Main reason being because German cars depreciate in value super fast. So you can get you a 2-year-old car that still looks, like the newer ones. Get it for half, maybe up to almost half off, and still get the warranty and enjoy it. Because with German cars, they are great, phenomenal, beautiful crafts of movable art.
Yeah.
As long as the warranty is up. As soon as that warranty is over, good luck.
Or even getting a gently used Korean car, either a Hyundai or a slightly used Genesis. The depreciation on those is even worse. So you'll be able to pick those up for a song. I mean, there's Kia K900s to this day that are still being returned. And, those were at one point 60, 70 grand. And you're able to pick them up for the price of a decently kitted out Honda Civic.
Yep. The only thing I would recommend don't getting is the Maserati Ghibli. One, that is the cheapest luxury car that is crap. And it still shares part with a zombie vehicle. So your ultra expensive luxury car have the same pieces that are found in a Dodge Avenger, which is considered a zombie car.
Yeah.
So when I bought my
which zombie car, for those who are uninitiated, what do you mean?
A zombie car is a car that is still on the road that is practically dead everywhere. Like the only parts that you can get for this car is going to be third party. The car is essentially like they're no longer produced, and like I said, you can't even find parts for it at the regular dealership. All your parts have to be outsourced either through a junkyard or a third party clientele, maybe your Napa, Best, maybe AutoZone. I don't know about the last time I checked. I don't remember this last time I checked. What is AutoZone competitor? The one with the green one.
O'Reilly. Those are some of the other American.
O'Reilly. Yeah. I don't think O'Reilly still even have parts for the Avenger. Maybe Advance, but yeah, that's pretty much a zombie car. The car that should have been dead a long time ago. You shouldn't see this car, but for some reason you still see this car. So your over $60,000 car share the price, share parts with the Dodge Avenger, or
good luck with that.
When I went to go get my Acura, guess what's parked right next to it for just a little bit over what my Acura was. The Maserati Ghibli, beautiful white with some black rims, red interior. My car cost me $23,000. That car was $33,000. But guess what? I had the better value with the Acura because that thing probably would have stayed in the damn shop.
Yeah, and most of the Acuras, I mean, there's lots of part swapping going on with Honda. I mean, they are basically just rebadged Hondas. So that and those are incredibly easy to source parts for them. Main thing. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. The Acura is the poor man's luxury vehicle, a rich man's Honda.
Yeah, but you also have to remember, historically, long before Lexus and Infiniti were a thing, Acura was actually the first in the market.
I didn't know that.
They came in first. Honda was one of the first Japanese car companies to realize when they were trying to make inroads in the North American market. They had some fantastic cars, and in Japan, Honda, Nissan, Mazda, all of their brands, they've always had a car for everybody at every level of income or social class. But that sort of thing doesn't work, especially with the Americans, which is why, you take General Motors, for example, it's why there's a difference between Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac. Chevrolet is the working man's car. Buick is sort of your, mid-level kind of vice presidential car. It's when you're doing a little bit better for yourself in life. The Cadillac, that's when you've made it in life.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's why
what
they
it's trying to
segment
say
it.
is yeah. So basically, your average man drives a Chevy, your mid class to upper mid class drives a Buick, and then the rich drives a Caddy.
Yeah. Or, think Ford, Mercury, Lincoln in that same order.
True, true. I forgot Ford used to make Mercury. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Mercury sadly is no more, mainly because
Like,
Ford started being priced at levels of Mercury.
that's the same thing with Pontiac as well. Pontiac was the Chevy's Mercury.
Yeah, Pontiac was more of the sports brand. It was for
Oh, for real?
the more rebellious types that didn't necessarily want to have a Chevy, didn't want a Buick, but Pontiac was over there off to the side as the more sportier brand for the more adventurous type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And fun fact about me, that I learned how to drive first. Well, first I learned how to drive in a Mitsubishi Mirage. Didn't end quite well with it being the standard in Mama Life CL. But the car that I officially learned how to drive in was a Pontiac. It was the sports version. I don't remember what it was. I just know it was the sportier version of it, and that's the car I learned how to drive in.
There's something so American about that.
Yes.
I must say, before Pontiac's inevitable demise, they did have a car. I think it was the G8 was one of their last cars, and really it was just a rebadged, reworked Holden Commodore from Australia. Really sporty V8 saloon car, built incredibly well back when the Aussies still built cars, period. But it was what a brilliant swan song for a brand.
Ooh, here's a
That
good
and
question.
and the last GTO, and that one I think also was partly a joint venture with Holden in Australia.
Here's a good question from Elucidator. So for both of us, what we would consider the most overrated car in our opinion?
Anything from Tesla. You have a lot of choices for an EV. The Tesla is sort of like the Apple iPhone or iPod of cars.
Yeah.
Any of them. I don't care which one it is.
Yeah, yep, that is totally fair.
It has basically become sort of a fashion symbol and something for people who, with all of the autopilot tech and everything, it's for people who don't like driving cars. It is also what you see so many Indian H-1Bs driving around in certain parts of America, where they all tend to congregate.
I can't tell you how many in my area that when I Uber, I can't tell you how many times in the areas that I drop them off in, it'd be a lot of them Tesla. Pick your flavor, pick your color. How do they have?
And most of them, it's all the same color. It's all the same bland silver or white or black or something like that.
Yep.
And most of them are shit drivers too, so it's not a matter of if, but when they start crashing into each other or other people.
Yeah, how the hell you're shit driving a car that literally drives itself?
We are talking about a nation of room temperature IQ people.
Room temperature.
So many of them are just so functionally retarded.
See, y'all can tell Rex is a total gentleman because room temperature is being way too kind. This is below room temperature. But me, I would say Land Rover. Not Land Rover, what was it? Land Rover, yeah.
You are talking about a British brand, careful.
I'm sorry, Rex, but they have lost most of their they used to be top-notch cars, but now they only care about the stylish and the looks. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'll give you that.
Land Rovers are beautiful crafted machines. I love seeing them. Those things break even with the warranty. They're not worth the price at all.
You're
beautiful to look at, beautiful to rent. So if you want to rent one on Turo, lease and all that stuff, where you're not even lease, pretty much It's the only thing that you're responsible for is not wrecking it. Beautiful, fun experience. Owning it, don't. Not that'd be the only car. Sorry, Rex.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the only car I would even recommend. Don't buy it even with the warranty. You'll be turning that thing in. That's to me is one of the overrated cars. Now, Jaguar, before they pull this stunt, beautiful cars, beautiful, love them, awesome cars. BMW, same thing. Those things are crazy with the technology, with the engines, with the styling. BMW is the perfect. No, I take that line. I take that back. It's a struggle between Mercedes and BMWs because there's some years where Mercedes is just killing it with the designs, with the technology, with the handling, with the performance of the vehicle, and then BMW comes in and slap them across the head and do the same thing with their styling and all that. But with those vehicles, again, I would say, as long as the warranty is on, you got a damn good car. Mercedes or BMW, as long as you have the warranty, you got a damn good car. That warranty expires, I would say try to get rid of it.
Yeah. There's so many things break on a BMW. And conveniently, when the warranty goes out on it.
And they make those cars to where if it breaks, it has to be towed. You can't drive it. Some cars, they used to go to a limp mode where it's still drivable. You're supposed to take it to the nearest dealership that's available to you. They go in limp mode. Now, they just shut down. If the sensor goes off, that's it. You can't. The car will not start. It will refuse to start. That's how they're making these cars now. And that's unfortunately not well, yeah, no. That's all cars now. It used to only be the luxury German cars, or It's usually the luxury German cars that will, if a sensor goes off, it'll just stop. It won't move at all. You have to get it towed. Now they're doing that with all vehicles, all of them, Chad.
Pretty much, yeah. Gary of Nerdrotic took the piss out of that infamous Jaguar commercial by having the Friday Night Tights panel photoshopped into it. Yeah, that was over a year ago now, and
fun fact, I was thinking about doing a commercial roasting him too.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea for them to cease production, and an even worse idea to go with the DEI-inspired monstrosities that we're getting from Jag now, which are just terrible. What? But we've got this from Sterling here. Yeah, it's one of those. It's like the Stone Toss comic of, you know, how's this going to help us sell more burgers? Burgers?
Exactly. But yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, we've got here from Sterling more AI goodness here.
Yes.
Really leaning in hard to old designs of Jags. It's like, if you're going to make a coupe, make a proper coupe.
Yes.
These cars, you know, these that have, you know, these sexy back-end tail lamps and really leaning hard into the old four headlamp aesthetics.
You know what's crazy? That name, the stylish of the name actually goes with that type of car.
Yes. Very rakish.
I hate how the name looks, but when you look at it on the back of the blue one, that goes.
Mm-hmm. It really does. And it even adopts the old typeface for Jaguar, not this ugly minimalism nonsense that we've got now.
That bullshit.
It is cattish, and also, as the lads from Top Gear have talked about this before, slightly caddish. The sort of person this really is. You know, the ones that Jag is wanting to push out onto now is just something for gay twinks. This, on the other hand, is definitely the proper car of someone who, you know, sort of goes away for the weekend with a girlfriend to, you know, hotel resort, flirts outrageously with the waitress at dinner, and it's okay because he's got a Jag.
This is a James Bond car right here, chat. This is a car that gets women pregnant in. This car right here.
Yeah, you just fit the seats back to the back seat you go. Plenty of room there. The
seats. I'm talking about the hood, baby.
Or that, yeah. Just, you know, right there on the hood, and you know, it's right as you go to set up the tab for the hotel bills. You know, you pat yourself. awfully sorry. Would you mind taking care of this for the good warm of the Jag?
Exactly.
No, this is what Jaguar needs to be, not the gay twink cars that they got now, which I think would actually designed by a gay twink. It would not surprise me. Let's see. We've also got this a take on an EV. If BMW wanted to make it sexy and make it, M Sport styled.
I'm not feeling the eyes. The eyes need to be a little bit bigger.
Probably, yeah. Probably. But it hits all the right notes with everything else.
Yes. That car looks like Brittany Venti in the face. Cute,
Maybe
but the eyes are far apart.
If I knew who Brittany Venti was.
Oh, that's the girl. It was one of the girls that was dunking hard on the quarter pounder.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's go slam it instead with this Ferrari. This is, I think this is also a work of AI. If you wanted to design a more modern version of the Mondial, which was their more sensible coupe, certainly cheaper. I think at one point they were putting a V6 into it rather than... No, I don't think that's right. They were putting V8s into all of them. This is one of their smaller V8s. Has always been one of the cheap seat Ferraris. I think you can probably still pick them up for a song somewhere. Partially rusted out is the best you can hope for. But then again, it's Italian. What do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. What else do we have here? We've got this. We'll move on to that. Oh, you mentioned Lambo.
Ooh, yes.
Their response to the Ferrari ad: proud to keep you dreaming. And this is what they got.
Yes. And this is the vehicle that replaces the Aventador. The Aventador, if you guys don't know about me, what is my dream car? I want the SVJ version of it. But this is the Revolt. I can never say the name right. The Revoluto, the Revolto. This is what replaced the Aventador. This is a hybrid, a gas and hybrid vehicle. And it sounds every bit of beautiful. Of course, Lamborghini. Now, don't get me wrong. All right, catch you later, Jess. Thank you for coming through. Now, of course, Ferrari
I see,
and Lamborghini.
I see this back end, these tail lamps, and especially this exhaust here, and all of a sudden I'm just so tempted to say, lads, hear me out.
Yeah, I'm saying. But yeah, I love this car because so if I were ever to make it big, yes,
this is the sort of car I would probably dry hump when no one's looking.
Exactly. I'm not going to be Hassan Piker. I want a Lamborghini, and that's pretty much what I want right there, chat. Help me get there one day.
not a bad choice, really. If you had to choose one, this is a good one. This is you look at this compared to the EV Ferrari, and this right here, Lambo has not lost their edge. They've still got it. They still got the mojo.
That car is dog walking that EV, the EV that they made. It is dog walking. Oh my god! Oh
yeah, and then we've got this little meme here: Roman Empire with the Ferrari Enzo, and then European Union.
Yep.
Perfect analogy.
Yes, 100% agree. Stamped and sealed. Yes.
And
oh my god, look at that.
We have, let's see. We've got this from Lindy Man. Let me try to defend Ferrari here. Cars aren't cool anymore. Most people don't dream about sports cars anymore. They want SUVs or trucks with comfort and safety. Ferrari was built for a world where cars were emotional objects. That's all gone. This card is the non-alcoholic beer of cars, and a lot of people have quit drinking alcohol.
This car is something Mixtape came up with. This looks like whoever made the game Mixtape made this car.
Yeah. No, I could see that. I could see that.
Oh my god, look how it looks like okay.
That's awful.
If we take the Ferrari badge out, this looks like the new Kia Soul in a sense, like the squares.
Yes.
That's what it's giving me, a Kia Soul.
Or an old Nissan Cube.
Yes.
We've got Owen Kemi's, these are some of the original images that those AI-generated modifications were earlier.
That one kind of looks a little better.
We've got this from Mercedes and AMG, and then
that
we've
looks like
got
a Ninja Turtle.
the so-called Jaguars, and
Those are
then
perfume bottles.
the BMW.
Mm-hmm.
The caption, "We live in hell," and then
Yes.
Pascal Reed tweet out, "Meanwhile, in East Asia."
Oof! Look at that.
This
Look
is,
at that.
I believe this is one of the,
Honda.
I think this is the Xiaomi from China.
Xiaomi.
Yeah, they were originally electronics and mobile phone manufacturer, and this is supposed to be the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra.
Okay,
I
so the
think
guys
is
who made Ferrari,
their
you should
take
go talk
on
to
like
them.
this is like their take on maybe some of the sports saloons that Porsche has been coming out with.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if
beautiful.
if you wanted to really, take off the crib sheet of someone making sexy EVs, Porsche's
Yeah.
not doing too bad for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no. A few months ago, I took somebody. He works for the Porsche dealership in Fort Worth. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of looked all those price. I felt like the peasant that I am, because all those cars there was nothing under $100,000 on that Porsche
Oh no.
dealership. But when I tell you are there EV cars, I would buy it. I see why her son Pika bought his EV. That thing is beautiful. That thing is sexy. Love it. Those, oh my god, the caliber brakes on it's like buying a large Domino's pizza. That's how big those calibers is. Oh my god.
Jack Crispy, thank you for the follow.
I would hate to go get my brakes done. And this was Rex was mentioning earlier with the Genesis.
Yeah, this is a Genesis Coupe concept or an actual road-going version.
I think
this is the first I'm seeing.
No, this is the this is the first coupe version. They do have this one, but it's a 4-door.
Is that the the G70? I think it is.
I think
it looks
so.
like it's about G70 size. Yeah, which about bloody time they made a 2-door version. It would be it's perfect for that. I'm actually there was in my law days we had an associate that I worked for. He drove around in a G70 for a while, and it's a nice car.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
He
It is beautiful. I love
drove
the
like an absolute
Superman.
maniac in it, but
People tend to. But I never think the Superman badge. I would love seeing the Superman badge on a car. I never thought I would love seeing that.
that's true. It is a bit Supermanish with the center badging and the wings. You really will believe a man can fly.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who makes this one, but this
It's giving me
looks
It's
cool.
giving me a mix of McLaren and who does a back like that? Audi. It's giving me like if somebody was to take McLaren and Audi and put it together, you'd come up with this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I love the back. It's beautiful. It's really aggressive. And that's the Lexus flagship car, the Halo. Not flagship, the Halo car. The one.
Oh, this one from earlier.
It was go to the other one. I think it was like a toy car. Yeah.
Most elegant vehicle had the extraordinary expression of Oriental design, the Lexus LC 500. Oh, this is a model. This is a model car. Okay. Yeah, no, the LC was really good.
I think they're trying to bring back that Halo car. It's one of those cars that's only a niche handful of people really love them because it's one of those cars is either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah, you kind of nerd out about it, or nobody even knows what it is. It's sort of like Grand Seiko versus Rolex.
Now, chat, Rex. Let's a hypothetical. If I got the Infinity Gauntlet, boom, snap my fingers. We do not know this is a Ferrari. Would you think this car looks good as a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord?
Not really. It still looks
Not
too
really?
much like a child's toy, and I'm really tired of seeing that design. I want to go back to what we've seen with a lot of the AI generation and what we're seeing now with Hyundai. I want to see retro future designs. I want to see elegant, understated designs with hard edges again. This looks like a child's toy. This looks like bumper car seats and things designed to save you from yourself. And no, I don't want that. I want something that looks sexy and is possibly a little bit dangerous to drive on the road.
That demands respect. Yep.
Yeah, it's like if I crash, I crash. If I die, I die. But at least I will die in style.
Have we seen the electric Ford GT prototype? Nah.
Well, we have seen the Ford GT, so we know what that looks like. It's probably not too far removed from that. Let's see. Sold out to VIP clients and priority collectors means Ferrari has insisted these customers buy a Luce in order to be on the list for another car they want. The whole waiting list thing. Sort of like what they do with Rolex, or what Rolex has been doing the past few years. This isn't Luce specific. This is how you buy the top Ferraris, by buying other lesser models first. I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
They gonna force this car on you. This car gonna sell whether you like it or not. Damn it! Damn.
This is what happens when you get private equity involved. Oh, we've got this. The trolling of Ferrari continues. This from the legendary Toblerone, the Swiss chocolate bar created in 1908, now owned by Mondelez International, famous for its Matterhorn-inspired shape. Drop this banger. This is not happening.
Yeah.
We'll always keep the angles.
Yes, keep the angles. There's nothing more. When I had my Camaro chat, I love the angles of that Camaro. It was a 2017 silver with the black hood convertible. Oh my God, the angles. Even with the Mustang, the new Mustang, even though it's Ford and don't buy anything past 2027, the angles of that Mustang, and the tail lamps, they grew on me. They grew on me. When I tell you, when you look at those angles and how aggressive it is, like Rex said earlier, you want to get in that car and you want to hit that corner. If you make it, fuck yeah. If you die, you die.
I'd rather do it in a Corvette, personally.
That.
That's the one thing that GM has gotten right and Chevy has gotten right consistently is the Corvette. And it's only gotten better and better as the years have gone on, to where now it does look like a muscle car, a Chevy muscle car, and a Ferrari had a baby. And I'm just like, that is the most beautiful, illegitimate child I have ever seen. You absolute beautiful bastard.
Yes, I would slightly disagree with you, though, because you're not going to make a mid-engine Corvette and it loses to the Dodge, the Hellcat or Demon. I'm thinking if it's going to be a mid-engine, and granted, they did make it to where even the average Joe can still purchase the vehicle, fine. But
you can still pick one up for a little over 50 grand, a Corvette. That's incredible.
I don't think it should lose to it. Okay, the Demon I can understand, but a Hellcat, I think the mid-engine should smoke a Hellcat, because you're getting a vehicle that has the potential to go up against the Audi R8 or the Nissan GTR, which is also the Godzilla of cars. Like, if you got 100 grand, or if you can find one used, you could probably get one roughly.
I don't think they make the GTR anymore.
No, they still do. It's just the they're taking their sweet time coming up with the new one, but they still making it. They just trying to come up with a design for it. You making a car that the average Joe can buy that has the potential to go up against an Audi R8 or a GTR. So that's why I said I can understand it getting smoked by a Demon, because the Demon is a whole other beast. But a Hellcat, I don't know. Spider, we know you love Lambos, but what is Rex's dream car, including the color, if money, space, or repairs weren't an issue?
Oh, well, we actually took a look at that earlier. I'll show it to you again. This is it. The R107 Mercedes-Benz 560 SL. That's the dream car for me.
That's good.
They're about 40, 50 grand now, which is roughly the same price they were back in the 80s, but that was when money was worth a lot more than it is now. But this is the dream. This is the dream car for me. It has always been the dream car for me. It's the first car I saw. I think it was Patrick Duffy driving around in one of these on the TV show Dallas. And I was watching reruns of it one time. And
welcome back, Jess.
I was just like, I have to have that car. I have to have this car in my life. It is just so perfect and so beautiful. There's just something about it that I have to have it.
If I had to get an old school car, it would probably be the car that was on Supernatural, the SS. I love that damn thing.
Yeah.
That it was a very beautiful car.
Yeah. Oh, navy. Yeah, navy. Any shade of blue with this car, Elucidator. Any shade of blue, I would be happy.
My man.
But
yes,
navy blue is quite sexy on this one, and I don't know if this is navy blue they're working out. It might be a filter. This might be piano black.
No,
even
I think the angle, because it looks lightish blue, but in some angles it does look black. I think it is one of those. No.
Even so, it's just so beautiful. I absolutely adore this car. Personally, I'd love a modern take on that classic 60s, 70s Lincoln Continental in an electric platform.
93 Ford Mustang,
that would be something.
T-top hatchback. Which is funny. That was my mom's first car that she bought, which made me mad when I wanted my first car to be a Camaro. She was like, "No, you're gonna be stupid." And I said, "Mom, your first car was literally a Mustang. Shut up." No, I didn't tell my mom.
Not bad for
up.
your first car.
No.
That's not bad for your first car, really.
And you want to know what her second car was? A Camaro. I'm like, Mom, are you kidding me?
Keeping it in the same class, I see.
I'm saying.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, Plato Bodybuilder tweeting this out. I think this was yesterday. One of the best places to notice the triumph of gynocentrism is in car design. Elegant shapes, cool details, a sporty vehicle structure that exuded power and performance were replaced by rounded forms, the abolition of details, and a structure that evokes comfort and safety rather than danger and speed. What lies behind this is the idea that the car's aesthetics should reflect a peaceful, careful, well-behaved driver, the kind who drops his daughters and wife off at the mall so they can max out his credit card without any complaints. The wild driver who sees speed as the freedom of his soul and whose backseat is a Jackson Pollock painting manifesting his sexual conquests is now viewed as patriarchal and oppressive. Our era, while attacking the very idea of family, simultaneously turns it into an existential prison for the man who is denied any expression of vigor, strength, and vitality.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
Somebody else caught this too. Nissan Leaf 2026. Nissan Leaf Pro Max 2026. I think that the top one is actually supposed to be a Nissan Leaf.
Yeah, no, it is a Nissan Leaf. Yeah, that's what. But the Pro Life, because because they saying this is the iPhone of cars, so
basically,
it's more
they're
sleeker.
not wrong. They're not wrong.
Yeah, where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Not wrong at all. Yeah.